What is up, Packers fans? Welcome back to the Daily Draft. It is Mock Draft Monday on a Tuesday, brought to you by Brewski Light Lager from Badger State Brewing. We are coming to you Tuesday, March 11th, after the first round of signings from free agency. And the Packers do what Goody does, and that is a spicier version of Ted. Make a couple of signings, but not necessarily the signings that you're expecting. And last year, a lot of people begged for Xavier McKinney, and Xavier McKinney, he was provided, but no one saw the Josh Jacobs signing. I would say these two are more along the Jacobs line. Broke it all down yesterday in an emergency episode of Packer Report TV. Of course, Aaron Banks coming in to start at left guard so Elton Jenkins can move over and become a dominant center. And then Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs coming in to potentially play outside in base and slide in to the slot in nickel, kind of how Charles Woodson did when the Packers won the title. I think Green Bay also utilized Tramon Williams in that role later in his career as well. Not saying that Nate Hobbs is going to be Tramon or Charles Woodson, but a important signing with Eric Stokes and potentially Jair Alexander on his way out. And Keyshawn Nixon, not always, stopping other receivers from catching the ball. Okay. As always, right here on Mock Draft Monday, we are going to look at a multi-round mock for the first time. This one is Nick Baumgardner from The Athletic. I'm going to do that right now. So I have not seen this. This is the rule, right? I have not seen this. We're catching it at the same time, so you're getting my reaction as it happens right here on The Athletic. Okay. We'll slow down as we get close to Green Bay's pick. So Marion Hampton, you'd be pretty happy. Then these are two potential Packers in Jahdae Barron and Gray Zabel. That would be annoying. And you get right to Green Bay and Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas. I get why people like Golden. I like him too. I mean, he's a dude that I enjoyed watching. I have him ranked high. With that said, he is, I don't know if he's a likely Green Bay Packer. 5'11", 191, kind of small for them, right at the bottom of what they would normally do, and really didn't get off of man coverage. I know he runs a 4.29. I get that. I do. But I don't know if he beats man coverage enough to really fix what they need. I guess if what they need is a guy who can run fast down the field, then Matthew Golden can be that. I think he'd be fun. I just don't know if it's like, okay, they got their one, they got their alpha. I don't know about that. I don't. I like Golden, but I don't even know if I like him more than Xavier Worthy. And we kind of saw what Xavier Worthy's limitations are in Kansas City, and he could develop into much more of a player. He could, continue to progress, but we saw sort of, the what I guess Xavier Worthy was with the best quarterback in the world throwing in the ball. And I don't know if I like Matthew Golden that much more as a prospect. I don't know that he would be the guy that you would use to, break the first round curse, but whatever. I would, this would be a fine pick. He definitely is something that they need. And I just don't know if he would meet expectations. Being the first round wide receiver since Javon Walker. And if he gets pressed and he can't get off of man coverage or can't succeed against man coverage, and the Packers have the same problems they used to have, people are going to be all over Goody. All right, round 2. Getting close. James Pierce Jr. Oh, this would save this entire draft. James Pierce Jr. is awesome. Green Bay has the culture and frankly, the small town to handle, hopefully, whatever his issues are. I don't know anything about his issues. They got a new coach. He has top 5 talent in this class. I mean, I said that on the daily draft, right? I said my grade of him is based on film. I don't know enough about the accusations or the character red flags to mess with him. My grade of him is not a prediction of where he's going to go. I think he could go here at 54 to the Packers, but his talent is so far above that I would just be trusting LaFleur and the culture that he sets to make this an unbelievable pick, because I would probably draft Golden and Pierce in opposite. I mean, I would draft Golden and Pierce in opposite directions, but again, I don't know the character stuff. I'm not going to pretend to know. And then AZ Thomas from Florida State. This would be a home run. This would be a home run. You pair AZ Thomas long term, hopefully, with Carrington Valentine and Nate Hobbs, and you've got kind of a badass group of corners. Whatever you can get for Jair in a trade, but this would be a really, really good draft, and a good job by Nick Baumgartner to understand Green Bay's needs. I appreciate this mock draft. Okay. So the second part of Mock Draft Monday, we're going to try and do a good job here for the audio listeners. Appreciate you guys reaching out once again. I know we keep saying we're going to get off the PFF mock draft machine, but I can't quit it. It's the simplest one. It's the best one. It runs the smoothest. Maybe I'm an addict. I don't know. We're going to go to 5 rounds because now my top 150 exists. I've made it to 150 players that I've actually watched and ranked. We're going to change the sliders a little bit, though. We middle out the sliders usually with the PFF mock draft. I'm going to middle that public board to the PFF board. But then I'm going to kind of leave them where they leave them, or their default settings. I kind of usually go center, 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 center. This is obviously not that. If you guys that are watching on video now, check it out. It's not that. So let's see maybe if we get some different players available. But for the first time going into this mock, understanding Green Bay has Aaron Banks, understanding Green Bay has Nate Hobbs. I don't know if it's going to change that much about what they do. I was not taking a lot of offensive linemen. And I would not allow the Nate Hobbs signing to stop me from drafting a corner, even at 23. Okay. So Harmon is a popular one. I assume my guy Kenneth Grant is gone. That'd be a hard one to take as a Packers fan. Pierce, Burden, Ibuka, Stewart, Michael Williams, Kenneth Grant, 17, 18, 19. So for audio listeners, the picks in front of Green Bay here: Kenneth Grant, James Pierce Jr., Luther Burden, Emeka Ibuka, Shamar Stewart, Michael Williams. That would be just like continuous punches to the stomach as far as I'm concerned. We'll take Derek Harmon here. I'm not going to take Golden. I'm not going to take Gray. I'm not going to take Jalen Walker. I think we're gonna roll right now with Derek Harmon and pair him with Kenny Clark. His size is probably big enough for one tech in the 4-3 system, but we just need good players, and Derek Harmon is a good player. Okay, this is easy. JTT, Ohio State. Braden Swinson just went. Darian Porter just went. Alfred Collins just went. Carson Swesinger just went early. But yeah, we're gonna go with JTT from Ohio State. Jack Sawyer has some arm length issues that will cause him not to be a Green Bay Packer. This is great value. Again, the Packers have not addressed the defensive front in this NFL draft, or excuse me, in this NFL free agency period. So we are going to address it right now in the NFL draft. And I would be thrilled with these 2 additions to the front 7. Now we are going wide receiver hunting in a huge way. I have admittedly boxed myself into a corner here. Okay, and this one's easy for me. I'm going to take, in what PFF will call a massive reach, Torrey Horton. And because I think of, in round 4, because of Nate Hobbs' versatility, actually, no, I'm going to take Zy Alexander. I was looking at cornerback Mello Dotson from Kansas, but I have Zy Alexander rated higher, and he is very, very Packersy at 6'2", 194. I like him as an outside corner. If Hobbs is going to play inside, I think you have a potential starter down the road in Zy Alexander in round 4 there. And in round 5, kind of like Kobe King, kind of like Nick Nash. Lindenberg. Easy. He's going to end up in a lot of mine. Lindenberg. No, Stutzman. I have Stutzman higher than I have Lindenberg. So Danny Stutzman in round 5. I really, really like this draft. This one turned out great. So for those of you listening, Yeah, we kind of went by needs, but that was sort of the way that this one shook out. Big draft for Halfley. Torrey Horton goes to the offense, but we really, I think, set up the Green Bay Packers well for the future. Danny Stutzman's going to help on special teams in a huge way. Frankly, Zy Alexander has the size and speed to help on special teams. And then JTT and Derek Harmon are just instant starter level additions. JTT will go immediately into a competition with Lucas Van Ness to start across from Rashawn Gary if the Packers are not able to do anything else to address their pass rush. Folks, going to keep it short and sweet today. Going to take this draft off the screen. Going to put this up and say, drink Badger State beer. Buy the Green Bay Draft Guide promo code daily for $1 off, and go Pack Go.